Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Watermelon Beast! I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2000 BC. The album. Baby, I was born this way. Alright, yesterday I took the day off from making videos. Well, I posted my vlog. I post my vlog every day. If you don't know what my vlog is, it's called Peter Vlogs. It's listed below. And it is, I do like an hour in my car. It's basically like a podcast. People just plug it in. They listen to it like a podcast. So I put that up every day. But yesterday I didn't film videos because I wanted to take a day off for my birthday and just kind of enjoy the day, which yesterday was actually the day after my birthday. But we had a huge party, a huge roaring 20s party for my mother-in-law, and she had a great time on my birthday. So yesterday I just kind of relaxed and hung out and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, today the Jacqueline Hill drama continues, and we're going to talk about the fact that Jacqueline Hill's mother put up a statement on Instagram. Now, I have lots to say about this, okay? And I have some things to say about how supportive she was, and I have some things to say about just mothers and fathers and family in general, and I have some things to say about some of the negativity that she put out in this thing. But before I get into this, I just want to say this, okay? Because if anybody out there is a friend or a family members of Jacqueline Hill's and you are watching this, you know, I was going in and I was kind of like, before I make a video, typically I Google what I'm going to make a video about. And the fact that Robin, Jacqueline's mother, came out with this statement is literally like everywhere. Like a lot of people have made videos about it. It's in a lot of articles and it's in a lot of beauty blog posts. It's on the Reddit, it's everywhere. So if you were wanting this to die down for Jacqueline, to give her the break that she needs, the mental health break, you're not helping anything, right? And I've said this in previous videos when John Hill posted this thing, and with Jacqueline Cosmetics and them like liking comments on their, you know, Instagram and on and on and on. I don't understand why you just like can't just leave this go at this point. You know, it's like the old saying about sleeping dogs, you know? It's like, just let it go. Sooner or later, this is going to move on. And I've said from the very beginning, I do not know why people are not putting out, I don't know why Jacqueline's team is not putting out a PR statement. I don't know why it's her ex-husband. I don't know why it's her mom. I don't know, it's all these people that are coming out instead of somebody putting out a PR statement in Jacqueline's defense and saying, listen, I'm going to take 2 months off from YouTube, from all of this. When I come back, after all the investigations have been done of the world, I will give you guys the answers you want. I think what is so upsetting to people is this, okay? And she calls people in her thing liars and whatever, is that people are coming out still, okay, with evidence of problems in their lipsticks. Now we know because of the video that I made the other day, well, not because of that, but because if you go to her website where it says frequently asked questions, the website's down. They answer, supposedly, allegedly, every question that you might have about the problems with the lipsticks in the frequently asked questions. But here's the problem, okay, is that people are still finding problems that are not addressed in the frequently asked questions. They're not addressed in Jacqueline's video. So people are like, when are you going to address these ongoing issues? And for a company to just, like, this is, I mean, let's just put this in the real world for a second, okay? Not Jacqueline Hill, not Jacqueline Hill the YouTuber, not Jacqueline Hill the forever partner with Morphe, not Jacqueline Hill, because Linda at Morphe is like liking stuff on Jacqueline Hill's mother's Instagram. She liked a post that she put up there today. So obviously she's still very, very close in this whole situation. You know, not Jacqueline Hill that is coming out with her own makeup brand, but Jacqueline Hill, the CEO of a cosmetic company, okay? Whatever company you are, I don't care what you own. I don't care, you know, if you own a local little pizza shop, and I don't care if you own, I don't know, you know, Macy's, let's just say. To start having people complain about problems, whether it's, hey, I ordered cheese pizza and I'm getting pepperoni every single day, you're not going to just shut your door, shut your social media, go, I can't handle it anymore. I mean, like that, look at this. That is called a heart attack ready to happen over this whole situation because I'm so baffled by this, right? This is such poor business that anybody that wants to come out and say, you guys are so mean to Jacqueline, you guys, like, to all the people that are leaving comments in the threads and the Twitter and the Instagram and say, because her mother talks about haters, liars, betrayers, and all this kind of stuff. What's interesting to me about that is that the ultimate person in charge of all of this and control of this is Jacqueline herself. She could nip this in the bud and end it tomorrow. If she wanted to take a 6-month hiatus, 6-month, mental health break. If she wanted to deal with this, it could be dealt with. People would shut up if she just came out with the real answers, right? But people are still finding all these things. Now, there are people that are saying that these things need to be recalled because of contamination, all this kind of stuff. I'm getting so winded, so let's get right into the Instagram. So anyway, 2 days ago, Jacqueline's mother put this post up. It says, have courage and be kind, a little, motivational quote. And then underneath it here, I'm just going to read it to you, what she said. I'm not going to put this whole thing up there. She said, I want to thank each and every one of you for your wonderful messages, thoughts, and prayers for Jacqueline during this time. As her mom, it has been heartbreaking in so many ways. It was difficult and so very disappointing enough that some of her lipsticks had issues, but the onslaught of hate, lies, and even betrayal has by far been the worst part. It has been shocking. No one deserves to be beaten when they are already sad and down. But this post is not intended to focus on the negative, but you put it at the very beginning of the post, okay? If you didn't want it to be focused on the negativity, don't put any negativity in it, all right? And this is a very well-scripted post. I just want to say that too. I've read press statements for a long time. I have followed a lot of this kind of stuff long before I was ever on YouTube. This is a very well-scripted post, okay? She didn't just free will this off of Instagram with a post. This is well-scripted, okay? No one deserves to be beaten when they are already sad and down. But this post is not intended to focus on the negative, but rather the positivity that has come out of this. From the bottom of my heart, I want to thank those of you who are true and loyal followers and friends of Jacqueline. I've always said that she has the very best followers of all. You all are the most kind, sweet, and beautiful souls inside and out, and Jacqueline truly loves you. I love you. It has always been an honor to meet you, whether it's in person or through a written message. I am so very grateful for each and every one of you, and I wish I could personally give each one of you a hug. Thank you for having faith in her and forgiving her. Please know that Jacqueline needs time, but she will be back stronger than ever. She is surrounded by love and support, and she will get through this. She will dust herself off, learn from her mistakes, and try again. After all, she has a dream to fulfill, and as long as I have breath in my body, I will always be her cheerleader. Please join me in continuing to cheer her on as true friends do, and thank you for having courage and being kind. The dog started barking because of a squirrel in the patio. Real life of a YouTuber. Okay. Hashtag having courage and be kind. Hashtag cheerleader for Jacqueline. Hashtag I love Jacqueline. Hashtag proud mom. Hashtag spread kindness. Asterisk. Disrespect will not be tolerated here. Which means that if you're looking for any negativity in the thread of comments underneath the Instagram post, you're not going to find any. Okay? And over on the Beauty Guru chatter on Reddit, they've already got a thread going over there about people that are being blocked by Jacqueline's mom for putting, I don't know, what might be considered negative comments, or, questions about the lipsticks, or questions about when is this actually going to be dealt with, why has there been no recall, on and on and on. Well, any answer that you want, you might want to go over to the frequently asked questions. I addressed that in my last video. They tell you over there why they're not doing a recall, okay? Well, I think this is a very nice post. I think it's very supportive. I don't think it's necessary, okay? And when you're reading this, what you realize is this isn't for Jacqueline, right? I mean, I don't know that Jacqueline's going to her mom's Instagram and reading this with her mom sitting right there and being like, oh, I didn't realize, you know what I mean? Why is this necessary in this situation? Or are we just spinning things back up again, right? Just let the dust settle a little bit. If you really care about your daughter, just let the dust settle. You're not doing her any favors in this situation. By each day, somebody else coming out, what's it going to be tomorrow? Her sister? Every day it's you guys are stirring this stuff up and then indirectly calling every person that has an issue, okay, with the lipsticks, indirectly calling those people liars, haters, and betrayers. What you're saying is, hey, if you have an issue with my daughter's lipsticks, that is her responsibility, that I don't allow her to take responsibility for, then you're not a true lover of Jacqueline. The rest of the post, which like I said, was, I feel, okay, in my opinion, back in the day, I feel is heavily written, okay, planned out, plotted. If you read it, it's really about, let's get together the true fans of Jacqueline, okay? Let's even tighten the bonds of the true Jacqueline fans even more. And it's kind of scary when you read that a little bit, right? It's basically I I'm not going to use the word, okay? But we all know what the word is when, like, you kind of, like, mentally manipulate somebody. You know what I'm talking about a little bit there? Okay. Where you say, like, for those of you that have always loved Jacqueline, that have never had any problems with Jacqueline, that will always love Jacqueline. It's like, and people are like, Jacqueline could do no wrong. I mean, come on now, right? And this is what I have a huge issue with. I have read hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of comments, okay, by this point. And Instagram threads. I mean, I literally every day I get on my Twitter and it's hundreds of DMs that I've received of more complaints about Jacqueline's cosmetics, and on and on and on. You know, and I'm sitting there and I'm reading all of these things and I'm like, most of the people leave their statements by saying, I have been a huge fan of Jacqueline for a long time. I have been a fan and a follower of Jacqueline for a long time. I have bought all of Jacqueline's products. The people that are having complaints with Jacqueline are not haters, okay? These aren't people that just came out of nowhere and all of a sudden decided they were going to start lying and hating and betraying Jacqueline. That's not the case, right? But when you talk about betrayal, what you're talking about is somebody that used to be really close to you that no longer is, okay? They have betrayed your loyalty. So what her mother is saying in this is, you real fans out there that have turned on Jacqueline because of this, some of the lipsticks have problems with it, you're not true fans of Jacqueline. I think this whole post is extremely manipulative, okay? Extremely manipulative. And I think it's damage control is what I think it is. You know, we live in a different world today. I was thinking about this because somebody commented and said, I read on the Beauty Guru Chatter, somebody said on there that, you know, if it was their mom, they would call them up immediately and be like, you need to take down this post. I probably would. But the thing is, like I say this all the time, thank God my mother is not alive in 2019, okay? Y'all think I'm not technological? Y'all think I can't do math because I ain't got my glasses on? My mother, listen, I don't know that she ever passed Science 1, okay? She just didn't get it. Now, books and theories and philosophy, she could sit there and talk about all day long, right? But math and science, no, I know where I got that dumb gene from, and I got it from my mother's side of the family. She'd sit here and laugh right now. I love you, Mom. But no, none of us, my cousin Caroline, my aunt, none of us could do math or science. None of us. My dad's a doctor, so it's obviously somewhere in my genes, you know? But I didn't get that. My mother would want the Facebook and the Twitter and the Instagram. She would want all of it, okay? And she would be so confused. She would be like, she would call me up. I can just imagine, right? And she'd be like, honey, I need to post this picture on my, and she'd call it something wrong too, like Instapost or Instapicture. She'd call it all kinds of wrong things. My mother called everything wrong, right? And she'd be like, yeah, I want to put this picture on my Instapost, but I don't know what filter. She just would drive me nuts with all of this, okay? That would be my mother, let alone I'd have to worry about her stirring some crap up for me on social media. Stay off. It's not your place, okay? Your place as a mother is to support your daughter through this whole situation. And, you know, and I don't know if maybe it's like, you know, we want to give people passes because they don't really understand social media or whatever. But, like, her mother, like, is pretty active on social media. She's pretty active in Jacqueline's world. So, before you do this, you know, there's a recovery statement that is restraint of pen and tongue. Sit there and ask yourself, if what I'm about to do is going to be helpful to her, or could it possibly hurt her more? Oh, no, no, no. I need to say this. I need to say, well, that's ego and pride needing to say something to put people in their place. Sometimes putting people in their place is not helpful to the person that you're defending. It just isn't, you know? And so I'm sitting there and I'm like reading this statement and I feel bad. Like I do. Like I think, like, you know, in all honesty, you know, she probably feels horrible for Jacqueline. I mean, really, let's be honest, you know? My father in his life, you know, there have been moments where he enabled the hell out of me, especially in my earlier life, but he doesn't today. And I remember, you know, having a conversation with my dad one time, and I've talked about this a lot in my videos. My dad and I were having a conversation about something, and it was kind of like a business venture, you know? And I said to him, what do you think I should do? And he goes, don't do it. And I go, why not? This is years ago. And he goes, why not? And I said, why not? I said, you know, this is like a really good thing. It's a really good opportunity for me. And he goes, no. And he goes, you know what? Once you give your integrity away, you can never get it back. And I've always remembered that, you know? And that wasn't my dad getting on, you know, Instagram and putting this post up that, like, I love Peter so much, thank you. He knows that I know that he loves me, you know? I don't need him to tell me that. When I call my dad up for support, I don't need my dad to kiss my ass. I need my dad to tell me, what do I do to fix this situation? Okay, like I don't know what to do in this situation. What is the lesson? As somebody that is older and that is wiser and has more life experience than I do, I need somebody, that's why I go to my dad. That's why I came to my mother. That's why I went to my aunt and my uncle. You know, that's why I have a sponsor that I go to in recovery that maybe has a different outlook on things than I do, you know? And that's why I have people with experience around me that will help me, that aren't yes men to me in my life, that won't tell me what I need to hear, but will help me with won't tell me what I want to hear, but will help me with what I need to hear. And that's the situation that's going on here right now with Jacqueline, is I really feel like she is surrounded by people, as evidenced by John Hill's post, by Jacqueline Cosmetics liking all of these likes on their thing, you know, of people that are just saying really hateful things about, you know, and then her mom coming out with a statement. It's like she's surrounded by a lot of people that are like, it's going to be okay, it's going to be okay, it's going to be okay. You're going to dust yourself off and get better. Well, how is she going to dust herself off and get better? You know, I hope that if you're willing to post this statement on Instagram, you're also willing to sit down with your loved one and say, hey, listen, I care enough about you to tell you that you need to fix this, okay? And the way that you're handling this is not the way. But then you wonder, you know, like, it was interesting because I watched the Whitney Houston documentary called Whitney, and one of the people on there was talking about, like, whenever they would do interventions on Whitney Houston. This is important, okay? This part right here is important. Not that my whole other video isn't, but, and she said, you know, like, she thought to herself, like, what are we doing? Like, all these people are saying yes to Whitney Houston because they're all on her payroll, okay? Every single one of them. All her brothers, her family, everybody was on Whitney Houston's payroll. And she said something about, you know, like, they're all driving Mercedes and living in $500,000 houses or something like that. And she's like, nobody was going to tell Whitney Houston no. Because if you were the one that was going to tell Whitney Houston no, then she'd just get rid of you and her family and be like, well, then you don't need to work for me anymore. Well, everybody else that didn't say anything because they cared more about their own self-centered interests, we're sitting there and they were allowing things to happen. Well, what's the result of that? Okay, Whitney Houston is no longer with us. And I think in the long run, you know, I think we have to be, you know, supportive of the people that we love, but also not enabling and not, you know, whatever. I don't, like, have any issues with this post other than I really truly do believe that it's kind of manipulative to the audience. But I don't think that Jacqueline ever questioned for 1 second that her mother didn't love her. So I'm not really sure why we need a hashtag I love Jacqueline. Like, if my mother had posted a picture like that, if she understood any kind of social media, and she posted like, I love Jacqueline, you know, cheerleader for, I would feel like, to me, in all honesty, I would feel like she's kind of trying to wrangle the troops here a little bit, right? Is that what this is? Is that what we're doing? Then again, what we're doing is we are rewriting the narrative, okay? That Jaclyn Hill had a dream to come up with Jaclyn Cosmetics. Her first release was going to, it's really this simple. Her first release was going to be this nude lipsticks, okay? Or these nude lipsticks. They came out. They are a mess of trouble for many, many, many reasons, okay? You know? And, I mean, even if there's nothing wrong with them, they don't look pretty. And the frequently asked questions even owns that. Jacqueline comes out with a video kind of addressing some things, but even more comes out. Now, the person that on Twitter, okay, that Betty Wilder, who came out with all of these messages, she is saying that these lipsticks need to be recalled because they're contaminated. We know Jaclyn Cosmetics reached out to her to hear what she had to say, so they obviously take her pretty seriously. So she's saying that they need to be recalled based on what she did. So does Jaclyn Cosmetics, now they don't respect what she has to say? And Jacqueline, she runs. She shuts everything down and she runs, okay? And then she has all these people coming in and cleaning up for her. And I'm like, okay, well, I've had people clean up for me in my past too. So if that's the case, what's the takeaway from this? Like, what is your learning experience from this? Because, like she said, she will dust herself off, get up, and learn from her mistakes and grow better. I hope so. I really do hope that for Jacqueline. I hope 5 years down the road that Jaclyn Hill has the most amazing cosmetic line out there. And Robin, person to person, if you've made it this far in this video, if anybody has told you to watch this video, okay, as human being to human being, I am not a person that hates Jaclyn Hill. I am not a person that's concocting lies. I am not betraying Jaclyn Hill. I really, quite frankly, don't understand why anybody would want anything less than great things for your daughter. I really don't. I'm a person that doesn't understand why we wouldn't want the very best for each and every person out there. But sometimes we have to let them learn through their mistakes. We can hold their hand through things. And sometimes pain is a really great motivator. I know in my own sobriety, which is probably my greatest accomplishment in my life, I had to go through a lot of pain, and I had a lot of enablers, my dad being the number one. And when he finally stopped and said, I am no longer going to enable you, is when my life started becoming my own. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.